really on stride. It's 5 stride. It's, if I get my 3 feet takeoff, 3 feet landing, I continue with the rhythm, 5 stride, nothing to it. This is the simple line to ride. But what's difficult with this, which maybe as media people you haven't recognized, is those trees over this fence. It plays a big part. Every time Leopoldo puts a double or a fence under those trees, the horses don't jump it well. Believe it or not, you got this one in their sight, which is sort of, Steve, you're there. Bonjour. You have this one that's inside of the horses.
Don't believe everything he says.
If you really want to know the truth, you got to ask him or him. Anyway, so the way he has it set there, especially with the color also, he uses, you can see the white and the black quite has a glare and a reflection to the horses. But really, this is rides right on 5 stride. The difficulty is where it's located, because I know every inch of real estate in this ring, and I know when a fence is set in a difficult spot. This is set difficult because of these trees. I wish they would cut them or move them or something because it's difficult. And every time there's a double, it's difficult. What's also difficult is the color. You can see one pole at the bottom goes this way, the other goes like that. To a horse, it becomes confusing what to jump. What is the top pole? What is the, you know, their attention is so much of that. And the back of this is a similar design fence. So all this sort of blends in along with those trees right above it, makes it quite difficult. One stride on the, not short, on the long side of things. So what he's banking on here, that's going to be the problem, is he gives you a very, very nice distance, a comfortable distance, which could almost become a flat distance. By the time your horse stares at these trees, stares at the color of this, he's hoping the horses are just going to jump low and tight coming in and not make the effort that's necessary to jump the back pole. That's what he's hoping. That everything becomes like this to a horse, and the horse becomes timid and small and doesn't get the height that's necessary. That's what he's hoping. With a little bit of a generous long one stride here. So which means that the horses will land from this oxer, and they're going to be a little bit of a gap in front of them, which can hesitate. So as a rider, you have to remind your horse, touch the ground, one stride, and let's get up in the air again. And then it brings us to the final fence. Six stride to here, 7 to here. Half stride. This is a line that's set really on a half stride. So this will become an option for some riders. The reason behind the option, it's going to be the time allowed. If the time allowed is very short, this is a place that perhaps you can leave a stride out. If not, if the time allowed is comfortable, which it will not be comfortable, this you got to add, you got to do the 7, because off the one stride, your horse should come back to the vertical, and then you can shape it out. This is also a careful fence. When I touch this, it's a little lighter than some of the other fences, a little bit more modern of a fence, so to speak. So, but this is an optional line depending on your horse's stride, depending on the time allowed, and all these things are going to make a difference. So that's basically the Akita drill course. It's a typical Leopoldo course. It's set at 1.50 m. A very difficult bending line to the first double, a lot of green, very spooky for the horses. Time allowed, long gallop, which he's going to open up the horses. The skinny will be difficult to jump. The stripe poles for the horse, difficult to see, difficult for the riders. Short turn, I don't see a problem. And then right underneath the tree, a difficult combination, which, trust me, those trees play a big part in how the horses jump in this ring. And then an optional line to finish. So quite of a challenging course for the first event, one that's fair. And I think it's a course that's going to build there's a lot of horses in this event which will go on to jump the Nations Cup and the CN. You look at the list of horses and you'll say, well, why isn't it this horse doing the 160? Because everybody wants a comfortable class to start to build towards the weekend, and this course is going to do that, but it doesn't take away from this being quite difficult.
If you had to predict, other than clear, which of course you'll go, in your mind, what do you think? Even right now, having walked it, what are you prepared for falls?
For
If you don't
myself?
go- for yourself. If you don't go clear.
Well, nothing but clear.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't even see the problem.
With the horse that you're riding, with the horse you're riding today, Eric,
No, to be honest, I think you can have faults everywhere. I think his beginning is quite difficult. He traps you in that corner, so it's quite difficult. The time allowed is going to be so fast. So the first time in the ring, the horse's reactions off the ground is not quite the same as going to be on the weekend. They're a little bit more, their eyes are a little bit more like that. They're a little delayed with their legs because they're more looking around. So you're going to have faults. So what we're hoping out of the first day is obviously to win this competition, but we're hoping for a positive experience for our horse, and that once we're finished today, that tomorrow we have a little better horse to continue.